Today we have beautiful gaming Asus Republic of Gamers Strix G512 LW. It's an Intel Core i7 10th gen with Nvidia GeForce Graphics RTX 2070. Let's take it apart. Let's see what we can upgrade or replace. So let's start with the bottom screws. Let's take them all out. Alright, now we will be prying off the bottom case. Let's find the edge. Use only plastic tool, otherwise you'll damage your parts. Oh, this one was very easy. Okay, here we have our part numbers. Now we have access to our motherboard. Let's start with disconnecting the battery. So press on those black dots and then pull the connector to disconnect it. Now let's unscrew the screws. Now we can take out the battery. Here we have the model number, in case if you have to replace it. So now, as you can see, we have two memory slots. So it's easy to upgrade or replace the memory. So this is the cover for the SSD drives. We have two slots available, so you can upgrade or replace your SSD drives. That's an NVMe SSD drive. So now let's disconnect speakers. Speakers are held only by those rubber grommets, so it's easy to replace them if your sound is bad. Unfortunately, the cable is routed under the antenna grounding shield, so let's lift it. Now we can take it out. Let's disconnect our antennas for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay. Now we can take out our speakers. Here we have the part number. Now let's disconnect all the connectors for the motherboard. We will be pulling the motherboard out. That's our video cable. Here we have the fan connector. They slide out. Here we have the keyboard connector. And connectors for the backlight and touchpad. It's good to close the connector after you disconnect it, so otherwise you may break it off, that retaining clip. Okay, another connector for the fan. Alright, now let's take out our fan heatsink assembly. So if your cooling is bad or the fan is making grinding noise, replace these. So you can take out the fan without taking out the heatsink. Here we have the part number. The other fan is under the heatsink, so let's take out the heatsink first. Now be very gentle when you lift the heatsink. Sometimes it may be stuck to the CPU or GPU and then you would bend it, then it wouldn't work anymore. Here we have the part number for the heatsink. Now we can take out our second fan. Here we have the part number. Now let's unscrew all the screws holding the motherboard. Alright, gently lift the motherboard. The graphics card is soldered, so you cannot replace it. If it doesn't work, you have to buy the whole motherboard. Here we have some model number for the motherboard. Now we have our Palmrest keyboard assembly, so we will be disconnecting the screen. So let's take out the screws for the hinges. Let's go here. Now flip the whole thing and take off this cover. It covers our actual hinge screws. That's our hinge cover. Now take out these screws. Those are the actual hinge screws. see. Oh, it's already disconnected. Alright, our screen is out. Screen is usually sold in one piece. It's very fragile, so it's easier to replace the whole assembly. If you need parts, check gotlaptopparts.com. And here we have our Palmrest keyboard touchpad assembly left. Let's see if we can take out the keyboard. No, the keyboard is riveted to the Palmrest, so if you have to replace it, you have to buy the whole assembly. Same with the touchpad. It's glued and riveted, so replace the whole thing. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.